Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Thanks so much for stopping by and checking out my latest design team project for Kraft Supplies for You. And again, Kraft Supplies for You is an online store that carries laces and trims, embellishment, flowers, doilies, appliques, just to name a few of the items that are carried in the store. There is a .net store and a Zibbit store, and this month there is a 30% off sale going on through the end of the month. So make sure you guys go and check it out. And last month I did create for design team project also for Kraft Supplies for You these two shadow boxes, and I had a couple of people ask if I could show them how I created flower sprays like this or the flower clusters, and then also how to decorate a shadow box. And unfortunately I didn't have any more shadow boxes that were shaped like these houses. They were a kit that I purchased quite a while ago. If I ever find another one, I will pick it up and do like a full tutorial on how to put it together. But instead I do have a tutorial. Right now I'm just doing the project share and I'm working on editing my tutorial. But I do have a tutorial where I decorate this and show you how I created the little flower clusters, flower sprays here, and then at the top. Just so you guys know that that is coming. You just have to bear with me because it takes me a little time to edit videos. So I did create this shadow box, and it was just a shadow box that I had in my stash. And I used some Prima paper in it, and then I used a lot of my Kraft Supplies for You trims and embellishments to decorate it. But I really love how it turned out. And so I'll just start off with all the flat back pearl trim does come from Kraft Supplies for You. Again, if you guys watch a lot of my channel, you know that for me that's kind of one of my staple products. I do love using it, whether it's on items like this or on cards or even like gift bags, those kind of things. I do use it a lot. It's a great trim to edge out photos and images. And then if you look at each cluster here, I'll try and hold it up close. All of the flowers in here are Kraft Supplies for You. So I have these gorgeous mauve ones and I added glass glitter to them. I have these two-tone rose ones, the rosebuds. And then these little paper pink ones, which are gorgeous. Here's one of her fabric flowers. This is one of my favorite fabric flowers that Kraft Supply for You carries. I just think it's so elegant. I don't know. There's just something about that one that really stands out to me. So I use it. I've used it in a few projects now. And it's really soft, and then it has the little pearls in the middle of that one. I also had a couple of these little pink rosebuds left, so I used some of those, and then the little white rosebuds up here also. If you look further back here, I do have this cute little crown bling that comes from Kraft Supplies for You. And then also here's a little pearl spray that I had in my design team package. And I really love this one, and I know I'm going to be picking up some more of that one because this is really awesome for flower sprays and clusters. And so now if you also look to this cabochon, it's a metal piece from Kraft Supplies for You, and I did shabby it up by painting it a little bit, and then I added a cameo. The cameo did come from my own stash, but Julie does sell that at Kraft Supplies for You if you are interested. I do have some little pearl stamens right here, and those are from my stash. And then if you look right here, this little plastic heart is a Kraft Supply for You embellishment, along with this charm of this key, which is really cute. I do have some bead trim that's kind of strung throughout the whole shadow box. And that again is from my own stash. And at the base here, I do have some of this trim from Kraft Supply for You. It's one of my favorites. And in the background, before I forget, I had a couple remnants from some of the appliques from Kraft Supplies for You. So I just attached those onto the background, and I just love how that turned out. And then also in the background, you can see I have some of that gorgeous pink rosebud trim from Kraft Supplies for You. And she does also have that in white. And then here is another little cluster. Again, everything, or pretty much everything in that little cluster here is from Kraft Supplies for You. The little cherub is a charm from Kraft Supplies for You. Again, all the flowers are from Kraft Supplies for You. Here's a little bit different fabric flower. I didn't use that on the other side, but these mauve roses and the pink ones, all I had on the other side. All the leaves come from the little mauve roses. And then in the background, if you look, I have these adorable little acrylic wheat sprays, and they start off kind of as a darker pink, and then they get up to the clear color. So I did use those in the background right there. And this little bird here is from my stash. And so again, I did use that little rosebud trim to edge the whole inside. And then also I edged it on the sides of the box on the inside. And then if you go a little further up on each of the corners on the top, I used a couple of these really cute acrylic pieces from Kraft Supplies for You. You can use them kind of as charms or maybe on like a hat pin or a stick pin. They do have a hole in them, and I just stuck, it was actually from this flower spray or this bead spray. I stuck a piece in there that had fallen off on both of these for my centers. But really cute. I do like those. And I did try and paint one of these, and they do paint nicely. If you want to change the color a little bit, you can easily do that too. And then at the top, I created another flower cluster. So I started off with this little pearl trim, which is from my stash. If I would have had more of this one right here, I would have used that one, but I only picked up one package, and so I only have one more piece that looks like this with the 3 on it, so it wasn't quite enough to do the top. So I chose to use this from my stash. And then all the flowers in this cluster are Kraft Supplies for You. I have the mauve ones. Here's another little pretty fabric one. The two-tone rose. There's the white rose, the little pink rose. But a lot of fun flowers. And these ones, again, I did use some glass glitter on them. And so it looks nice from all angles. And then to finish it off, I did add one of the Kraft Supply for You butterflies. And I just changed out the crystals with some flatback pearls from my stash. And this butterfly was all cream, but I went ahead and added stickles over that just to add a little more pink to carry out my pink color that I was going for in here. And then the only other thing that I did is I added, I edged all my edges with this little trim from my stash and added the flatback pearls to each corner. I just like to have all my corners finished off, so I did finish them. You can even see that on the back side. And then the one last thing that I did also do is I took some of this trim from Kraft Supplies for You. It was some heart trim. And so I did cut off a little piece and added a little heart flatback pearl on both sides. So I did that on both sides. And if you guys watch my tutorial, I will tell you my original plan for this trim was I was going to kind of drape it across like right here, which would have been really cute. But unfortunately, I glued down my word cherish before I laid that out and realized that it would cover my whole word, and I didn't want to do that. So I didn't do that, but this trim would be really cute, just kind of laid across in the corner like that. So again, I will have a tutorial out showing how I created or decorated this. The box was already pre-made, but I do have a tutorial coming on how I decorated it for those that kind of wanted to see how to decorate a shadow box, and specifically how to make flower sprays and flower clusters. I do go over that in my tutorial. So stay tuned for that. And then, of course, I will link below in the description box all of the links for the craftsupplyforyou.net store and the Zibbit store. Again, both those stores are 30% off right now. She does have some wonderful little mixed bags or grab bags in her store of laces and trims. She has some organza ribbons. She does have some fabric flower grab bags, some charm grab bags. She still has doily grab bags in her store, so if you're interested in grab bags with kind of a wide variety of product, now's the time to get them, especially when you can get another 30% off on top of that. And I will also link some of my past design team projects if you guys are interested. And I will also link other social media for Kraft Supplies for You. And I also love linking some of the other ladies who are on our design team, because they make some fabulous projects out of their design team packages that they get. So I really hope you guys do go check them out. Everyone have a wonderful day, happy crafting, and I hope to see you back when I do the tutorial.